All right.
Gonna count down?
Yeah. I was drinking my drink.
You're not thirsty already. We barely said anything.
Shut your pie hole. All right. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Are you ready? Do you know what you're gonna say?
All right. 3, 2, 1.
Fuck it all, we done it all without $1 million. Counterfeit your dreams and turn your dreams into $1. I don't wanna be rich, I just wanna walk on water. I talk with the best of them, it's a walk cause I run shit.
What's going on, everybody? I'm Savage.
And I'm Yami.
And these are the 3 easiest types of games. Explain. Let's hit the countdown. Alright, player versus environment. It's going to be where the challenge comes from navigating the environment, the gameplay, or other creatures around you. Most of these games are going to have some group elements to them, or they can be played solo.
Examples of these types of games include tabletop RPGs such as Dungeons & Dragons and open-ended RPG video games like The Witcher 3 and Chrono Trigger.
The reasons why you're going to enjoy these PvE games is because there's a lot of extensive world building that allows you to immerse yourself while giving you plenty of options and innovative combat.
Like I mentioned before with some of the examples, a very prominent one is Dungeons & Dragons, where players are encouraged to explore a world created by someone known as the Dungeon Master. When players are playing these types of games, there is the base rule system and the dice system, and they are allowed to explore all these worlds featured in games that can be varied from master to master. This encourages players to interact with NPCs and try to figure out what kind of world and how the rules work in where they're at in order to take the best action to succeed in quests and missions. Continuing on with number 2 is going to be player versus player.
So, player versus player PvP games generally have both players or all players knowing the rules and just kind of going at it and seeing who comes out on top.
Examples of these types of games can include board games like Monopoly, card games such as Uno and Magic the Gathering, team sports like basketball, and multiplayer video games like Marvel's Rivals and Call of Duty.
Most PvP games allow players to test their individual skills as well as their teamwork against other people, making sure that they're on top of the game with their reflexes as well as their techniques and ability to perform.
A great example of this is the card game Magic the Gathering, where the objective is to deplete the life points of the person you're going up against. This can be achieved by summoning monsters to fight and creating a defense while using artifacts and spells to assist in battle or to create an obstacle for other players. While you have the ability to build however deck you want to build, your success is determined by your ability to defeat your opponent with the hand you are dealt with. And last on our list is going to be number 1, player versus puzzle.
Player versus puzzle is really just going to be your typical Sudoku or your Rubik's Cube or any type of puzzle where the player engages specifically on only with that object or puzzle with no other information given by the person who created it.
Examples of these types of games will include Sudoku, crossword puzzles, mystery novels and media such as the Ace Attorney series, solitaire, and phone app games such as Candy Crush.
Most of the time, people like player versus puzzle type games because they're cozy. They allow you to take your time and think or take breaks frequently in order to get the challenge done. They also provide great problem-solving skills.
An example that I'm very familiar with is the Ace Attorney franchise, where it is a video game where you play a defense attorney named Phoenix Wright. In this game, you take on cases, and your job is to investigate the scene of the crime and interview suspects. You have to prove your client's innocence by collecting evidence from your investigations and search for holes in character statements and testimonies.
Bonus shout out is going to go to player versus environments, which there are various video games that do this, but I want to give some special love to skateboarding, in which the environment is part of the obstacle if you're going to play a game of skate. in which you're using the obstacle as part of your trick for the other player.
Another bonus shout out is going to be player versus puzzle versus environment. So, some examples of this can be escape rooms and platforming video games such as Sonic the Hedgehog and Gris. For this one, I'm going to go off of my experience from playing Gris. Gris is a platformer video game in which you navigate through various landscapes to bring color back into the world. You progress through the game by exploring the environment while puzzles being part of the environment in order for you to be able to explore further. So, for example, in order for you to go through the lower levels of a platform, you're going to have to figure out a way to break the ground beneath you in order to continue your exploration of the environment.
And that's all we have for today, folks. If you like what we do, if you like following us and hearing more about different types of games, we're going to be coming back at you with various different lists that we're going to be making up at least once a month. So come check us out.
We hope this video helps you identify what types of games you are comfortable with and enjoy, as well as what types of games you would like to try out and expand your comfort zone in.
Please like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
See you next time.